Hello and welcome. Before we talk about psychology as a discipline, I want to talk about psychology as a human attempt. An attempt to understand suffering, an attempt to understand behavior, an attempt to understand ourselves. Behind every psychological theory is not just a name, but a question someone could not ignore. And today we will walk through this history slowly, through ideas, through people, and through real human experiences. Part 1, Before Psychology, when suffering had no science. Imagine a person living thousands of years ago. They feel fear without a clear reason. They feel sadness that does not lift. They feel disconnected from others. There is no word for anxiety, no concept of depression, no diagnosis. In ancient cultures, suffering was explained spiritually. In Mesopotamia, Egypt, and early religions, distress was linked to gods, spirits, or imbalance. Healing meant ritual, community, meaning. These explanations were not scientific, but they were human. They answered the question, why is this happening to me? Part 2, a new kind of question, philosophy and the mind. Something changes in ancient Greece. Thinkers begin to ask questions not about gods, but about the mind. Plato argues that reason should rule emotion. He believes emotions can mislead us. Aristotle, his student, disagrees. He observes people carefully. He believes emotions have purpose. Already here, psychology splits into two paths: control versus understanding, reason versus experience. Imagine a young man grieving a loss. If he follows Plato, he suppresses his pain. If he follows Aristotle, he explores it. This tension still exists in therapy today. Part 3, when suffering became moral failure. Now the tone darkens. In medieval Europe, psychological suffering's moralized. A woman hears voices, a man withdraws from society. Instead of illness, their community sees sin, weakness, possession. Institutions are built, not to heal, but to hide. This era leaves a deep psychological scar. Even today, people say, I should be stronger. I shouldn't feel this way. Part 4, a quiet revolution, moral treatment. Now something humane emerges. In the late 18th century, Philippe Pinel in France and William Tooke in England argue for dignity. They remove chains. They introduce structure, conversation, routine. Imagine a patient who has been locked away for years. She is spoken to, listened to, seen. She improves, not through medicine, but through humanity. This is the emotional foundation of psychotherapy. Part 5, psychology becomes a science. Now the story becomes precise. In 1879, Wilhelm Wundt opens the first psychology laboratory in Leipzig. Psychology separates from philosophy. It wants legitimacy, measurement, objectivity. Researchers like Edward Titchener focus on the structure of consciousness. But a problem appears. Thoughts can be timed, sensations measured. But meaning, pain, identity, the tools are not enough. Part 6, Freud and the discovery of the unconscious. Now we enter a consulting room in Vienna. A woman suffers from paralysis and anxiety. Doctors find no physical cause. Sigmund Freud listens. He proposes something radical. Symptoms may have meaning. They may express inner conflict. Freud introduces the unconscious, defense mechanisms, childhood influence. Later thinkers like Carl Jung, Alfred Adler, and Anna Freud expand and challenge his ideas. Psychoanalysis gives language to inner life. Part 7, a sharp turn, behaviorism. Now psychology rejects the inner world. John B. Watson argues that thoughts and feelings are unscientific. B.F. Skinner studies reinforcement and control. Behavior changes. Learning becomes predictable. Imagine a child trained through reward and punishment. Behavior improves, but no one asks how he feels. Behaviorism is effective, but emotionally blind. Part 8, the person returns, humanistic psychology. Now psychology softens. Carl Rogers sits across from a client. He listens without judgment. Abraham Maslow speaks of self-actualization. Humanistic psychology emphasizes empathy, authenticity, unconditional positive regard. Healing happens through relationship, not correction. Part 9, thinking about thinking, the cognitive revolution. Another shift occurs. Psychologists like Aaron Beck and Albert Ellis focus on thoughts. How we interpret events shapes how we feel. Cognitive therapy brings structure and clarity, but sometimes misses emotional depth. Again, psychology learns balance. Part 10, Integration, Modern Psychology. Today, psychology is pluralistic. It integrates neuroscience, attachment theory, trauma research. A modern client is not treated with one theory, but with understanding. Part 11, you are part of this history. When you struggle today, you carry this history within you. The shame of moral judgment, the control of behaviorism, the insight of psychoanalysis, the warmth of humanistic therapy. Psychology lives in how you speak to yourself. A human continuation. This channel exists to continue this conversation. Thank you for walking through this history with me. Here, it's all about psychology, simple, relatable, and useful for your everyday life. Every week, I share new videos to help you better understand yourself and others. Whether it's stress, relationships, or personal growth, you'll find real insights that make a difference. Are there specific topics you're interested in or a particular question you'd like answered in your life? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe now and join me on your journey toward more clarity and inner strength. Thank you for being here, and take care.